Hello, survivors, and welcome to another episode of Qigong with Kevin, sponsored by Aortic Hope. Big shout out to Josh and Karen. Hope she's doing better. All of our prayers and good chi we're sending out to Karen and everybody else that's in the hospital or recovering from surgery. So tonight we're going to catch up. We've missed a couple of Qigong episodes. I've been living in clinic, and I love clinic, helping people with their bodies. It's just so great. But I'm glad to be back, and hopefully we'll get this going on a weekly basis so we can move chi, because where the chi goes, the blood flows. And where the blood flows, oxygen flows, and we don't have stagnation, which means no stagnation, no pain. So if you got shoulders that hurt, lower back, or the knees, we're going to take care of it over the next couple of weeks by moving some chi, doing seated Qigong. Big shout out to Marissa at yochi.com for all she's taught me over the years, and to my teachers at school. And find a comfortable spot. You can be in your recliner or on a stool like me, or you can be standing too. We're going to celebrate the migration of butterflies through Qigong tonight. I think it's so interesting because this time of the year, the butterflies migrate, the monarchs especially, they migrate from the west coast of Florida all the way across the Gulf to Mexico, and there they mate, and then they send their babies off up north, and then migrate back to Florida over several generations, and then they fly across the Gulf to a mountain range in central Mexico. What's phenomenal to me and what's very interesting to me is those butterflies are so tiny. You've seen the monarch butterflies, yet they have the energy and the power and the will and the stamina and the drive to fly all the way across that huge body of water between Florida and Mexico. And I don't see how they do it, but because they're battling fierce winds, and they're battling huge waves flying just right at the top of the water. Of course, many of them don't make it, but many also do. So we're going to celebrate the monarch migration through Qigong, which we also can learn so much from the monarchs. So when we're facing headwinds in life, challenges, physical challenges, spiritual challenges, mental challenges, what we can do is think about those tiny, little, fragile, but extremely hardy and resilient monarchs. And we can fashion our life in the same way. When we face those headwinds, we can turn, find inner strength and joy and happiness, and reach the goal. So find a comfortable spot. Let's move some chi, survivors. We're going to start with a little bit of warm-ups by just twisting our wrists, moving our fingers, finger spirals, wrist spirals. Reverse those spirals. Okay, get the chi going. Always good to start at the distal points, at the fingers, and then let the chi flow up our body. If our distal points are stuck, then the chi is not going to flow. So just give your wrist a good shake them out, spin them around, move that chi tonight. All right, now we're going to go back to the keys to setting our bodies up for a good Qigong flow. The first thing we're going to do, as my teacher Marissa has taught me, is to relax open our joints. We'll start with our toes, wiggle our toes, our ankles, our knees, our hips, all the way up our back, our shoulders, our elbows, our fingers and our wrists, and even our neck. Just relax. Open those joints, because we want that chi to be able to flow through our joints to move that blood that we just talked about. We got to think of our body as like a superhighway, and the chi is flowing through, flowing down that superhighway. It's the superhighway of chi. But if we're not loose, then we're going to hit roadblocks. And stagnation, we call it in TCM, but it's roadblocks, chi roadblocks. We don't want to have any chi roadblocks. And the way to do it is to relax, make sure we're not tensing up to where we're just so tight, nothing can flow. We're going to relax and we're going to open our joints. Second, we're going to sink our breath into our lower dantian, our lower belly, and do some belly breathing. We remember belly breathing, right? On the inhale, our belly expands, just like a baby. On exhale, our belly contracts. Nice, slow breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I just had a Reese's peanut butter cup. I know that's junk food, but it tasted so good. I hope there's no chocolate in my teeth. Exhale, belly comes back to the spine. Inhale, just like a baby, that belly expands. What happens when it expands? The diaphragm drops, opening up so much more room in our lungs for air to fill our lungs and support our organs and our muscles and the rest of our body. So we've relaxed, opened the joints. We have sunken our breath into our lower dantian, and we're going to tell ourselves that we want to move with intent and not force. Going back to the example I always use, if you try to jam a key into the front door lock, not going to happen most of the time. But if you're very intent on having that key line up just right, then it will slide right in and open the door up. So any kind of movement that we do tonight, we're going to move with intent and not force or push it. I like to say 70% is a good effort level of moving our muscles, our limbs, and our neck and our back. 70% effort. Don't go past 70% because you could always end up injuring, tearing a muscle, pulling something. And so just 70% is a good level to shoot for. So we've got relax, open the joints, sink our breath, move with intent rather than force, and then we're going to find our structure. The Chong Mai is the central channel in our body. It runs from Bai Wei on the top of our head, our connection to the cosmos, all the way down through our body, out our pelvic floor and out our feet at kidney 1 into the ground. So while you're sitting here, we're going to imagine that there's roots growing out of our feet into the ground, deep into the ground, pulling up earth energy into our body, transferring heavenly chi that's flowed down through our central channel, our Chong Mai, into the earth. We can feel that heavenly chi and earthly chi flow back and forth through our body, balancing our upper and our lower body to where there is no separation, but we are one seamless flow of energy and thought. Out the feet, up through the heaven and through the head into the heavens. Seamless flow of chi. The last thing we're going to do to prep our body for this Qigong celebration of butterflies flying across the Gulf is that we're going to put a smile on our face. Big smile. Smiling reduces so many feel-good chemicals, so many endorphins, makes us feel really good and makes the people around us feel very comfortable and good too. So let's put a smile on our face. All right, so for the first warm-ups, we're going to make gentle fists, just like we're holding a baby bird. We're going to sit with our back straight and our feet firmly planted on the ground. And on the inhale, pull our arms back, elbows pointed out, fists go back. Don't push it too far. just gentle stretching. Exhale, we're going to bring our fists together, tuck our chin in, and bring our elbows together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the chi beginning to flow up from your lower back, up through your spinal cord, into the base of your head and your neck. Exhale. Find a slight undulating motion where you're moving the chi, letting your body pump the chi up the Du channel and down the Ren channel. Inhale, nice big stretch. Exhale, bring our elbows together and tuck our chin in. Inhale, nice big stretch. Exhale, bring our fists together, tuck our chin in. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, survivors. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly drop your arms to the side, palms facing up. Pull your arms gently back to your sides, shoulders back. We're going to move some chi in many different directions in preparation for our flight across the Gulf with the butterflies. Right hand push out on the exhale. Inhale. Pull the arm back to the side. Exhale, nice slow motion. Push your left hand palm facing out. Inhale, pull your left hand back in. Big inhale. Exhale, push those prevailing winds back out over the ocean. Inhale, pull your palm back. Exhale, push the prevailing winds back away so the butterflies can fly. Inhale, expand your lungs open. Exhale. I feel some side wind draft coming on, so we're going to push out to the sides. Exhale. Inhale, gather all the ocean chi, ocean wind chi, bring it into our heart. Exhale, push those side winds back out. Nice big inhale. Pull those ocean winds into our heart. Exhale, push those prevailing side winds out. Reach out, nice circular motion. Move the chi as smoothly as possible. It's almost like we're swimming in the air above the ocean. Exhale out. So good to work our arms this way. Opens up all of our shoulder muscles, our deltoids, our rotator cuff muscles. So good to move our upper arms and our body. It's very easy just to sit and recuperate from all of the trauma that we've gone through as survivors in our life. But sitting in the chair, although it may be comfortable for a bit, does not produce good results. So we want to move that chi, work all 3 of our deltoid muscles, the anterior, the middle, and the posterior. Nice circular flow. Feel the little bit of tiredness building in your shoulders. You know that you're moving chi then. Last time. Press out, circle around, bring good chi into our heart. Drop our hands down and back by our side. Take the right arm, open up, palm facing the sky, just like the butterfly wing is unfolding. Back down, palm up by your side. Left arm out as your butterfly wing unfolds. Back in, calm down, left palm up by your side. Again, right arm as the wings of the butterfly are beginning to unfold and catch the sun's heat, preparing for that flight. Now, both wings up and out. Bring them back in. Inhale, open. Stretch your arms back as the butterfly is opening its wings. Bring the palms back down facing the lap. Again, open those wings as we take off and move across the mighty Gulf of between Mexico and Florida. Open those wings. Feel the muscles work in your shoulders and your upper back. 2 more times, survivors. Open up. Bring our wings back together. It's just amazing that those tiny little monarchs can make that trip all the way across that expanse of ocean. This time we're going to gently raise the chi and interlace our fingers. Put our hands behind our head. And we're going to slowly, on exhale, bring our elbows together. Inhale, open. Move the elbows back. Good stretch. 70% effort. Exhale. Bring the elbows together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck the chin in, elbows closed. This movement was taught to me by one of my Qigong instructors at school, Sifu Jackson, as part of bone marrow washing. And he always said it's so very good for the shoulder muscles and the upper back. Inhale, open and stretch. Exhale, bring our elbows together as the butterflies flap their wings halfway across the Gulf. Halfway made it, halfway to go. Open our shoulders and back as we stretch. Tuck our chin in as we exhale. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close. Now we're within sight of land. We've made the long journey across the Gulf, and we see the mountains where we are going to meet up with the rest of the butterfly crew. Good exercise to do every day while you're sitting in your recliner or your chair, or you're walking around the yard. Just don't trip and fall. Open up on the inhale. Exhale, bring the elbows together. Now let's sweep our arms out. Feel the tension in our shoulders and our upper arms. We're gathering chi, and we're going to bring it into our heart center. Drop it down. Let our palms face each other. Lao Gong. pericardium 8. You can find it by dropping the middle finger, and where the middle finger touches the palm, this is pericardium 8. Let Lao Gong pericardium 8 face Lao Gong on the other hand. And we're imagining that as we land in those mountains after the butterfly journey, we're going to slowly stretch and close our wings. Power down time. Fashion that chi ball the way a butterfly would, with its beautiful, delicate wings. Fashion that chi ball. There goes the phone. I forgot to turn it off. But let's not forget about the chi and the butterflies. Fashion that beautiful chi ball. Chi ball is a holographic representation, as my teacher Marissa says, of the chi in our body. We can make a very beautiful chi dance by fashioning that chi. Looking at that chi is a brilliant, bright light, beautiful, bright light. Beautiful ball of brilliant white light. Press that chi together. Slow down on the inhale, expand on the exhale. Push that chi together. Here we go. Now we're going to take that chi ball and press it into our lower dantian, right below our umbilicus, chi high, the sea of chi. We press that chi ball back into the sea of chi, replenishing our jing, our essence, and all of our good chi energy. We're going to take the next few minutes and just sit with our palms up and think about that trip across the Gulf from the west of Florida to the mountains of Mexico. Amazing butterfly journey. Amazing Qigong flow too, working our shoulders, working our upper arms. 3 deep belly breaths, survivors. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly contracts. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly contracts. Last time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight with Qigong, seated Qigong, celebrating the butterfly, the monarch migration across the Gulf. Again, please send your best Qi energy and your prayers to Karen as she recuperates from her surgery and all the other survivors that are going through the same. As always, survivors, big shout out to Aortic Hope for all they do, and may you be blessed and filled with Qi.